We've all heard of the word voodoo, especially in mainstream media, like Pirates of the Caribbean, American Horror Story, The Season of Coven. But before we get into specifics of that, I just want to go over the 3 points that we will be analyzing in the speech. First point being analyzing ancient history, and the second point being ingredients that are used in voodoo rituals. Third point being where you can go in modern day to see the relics of the past and to admire, things that are from the past, of course. First, let's get into how voodoo became what it is now, voodoo. The word voodoo sounds like a very chilling word, but really it's just a mixture of two religions, one being Catholicism, the other one being African traditional beliefs. For example, believers pray to Catholic saints, they use rosaries. I have an example of one right here. Show you. Rosaries, right? Crucifixes, holy water as well. This is a direct quote from the 2020 article Encyclopedia of African American Heritage, 3rd edition by Susan Altman. Altman's article also states, I personally quote here, flowers, special stones, which I have a bag right here, special stones. African food is also an example of when, the mixture of these two beliefs in creating voodoo. Let's jump into one of the most popular figures in voodoo history. That person is Marie Laveau, right? Marie Laveau was made popular by her root work and her healing. She was known to have these healing powers that they could fix romantic relationships, and they could cure you from illnesses that you may be plagued with. But the thing is, she was not native to this belief, right? She was born in 1794 in Louisiana, Louisiana born, but she just did not have that knowledge until somebody introduced it to her. I have a quote. This is from the 2002 article in the Skeptical Inquirer by Joe Nickell, and he states, Laveau was personally taught by another figure, a voodoo doctor named Dr. John. So she was brand new to it, but she was a quick apprentice, right? She learned and she gained supremacy and fortune over her rivals by beating them into submission, right? She soon became the most powerful voodoo queen by the age of 35. Now that we've discussed the introduction of voodoo, let's dive into some objects that are used in some of these rituals, right? Voodoo has the reputation of being a very evil thing, but this belief is actually very rooted in nature and the spirits and connecting with your ancestors. It affirms the ethic of relationships, of proper giving and grateful receiving. The 2018 article in the Encyclopedia of American Religious History, 4th edition by Prothero, states that believers interact with spirits called Iwa, many of which are known to be, to protect and to bring extraordinary power. Previous author Nickell also states that Laveau charged the rich abundantly, but gave the needy and the suffering what they needed. In other words, she knew that people who were in, uncertain circumstances or, very poor places, they were not to be taken advantage of. They needed help, and that's one way that you can see proper relationships, not doing bad deeds in essence. Voodoo is also a belief that is very intertwined with nature, right? The objects found in nature that are used for rituals, they also include, oils, roots, stones, and wood. I have some examples. Wood, couple of herbs. This is actually a bundle. Charms. I have this. Snakeskin, right? This is actually crunched up and put in gree bags in order to protect or, to put away evil spirits that may be following you. Bones, but I will not be showing that. Bones, herbs, charms, and the snakeskin, they're all examples of what are also used for the rituals. Finally, we'll be going over what we'll find in the museum, right? That was also our third and final point, and where it's located, right? In a 2015 article in Smithsonian Magazine written by Matt Blitz, he states, you'll most likely find beads, dolls, candles. I also have an example of a candle right here. This is St. Michael Archangel. It smells really good. Wooden masks as well. I have an example of a wooden mask. Is a African origin. All these things that you can find in this museum, they aim to keep the tradition alive, right? To inspire other people, to intrigue them, and to see like this is a very benevolent and very spiritual belief that has much more to it than what meets the eye, right? Or what we see in media, like movies that portrayed in a bad light. But anyways, in conclusion, we have gone over the 3 points: analyzing the ancient history of voodoo, some of the ingredients that are used in the rituals, and where to find relics of the past, like the museum located in New Orleans. Now, all of this, it encompasses what voodoo is. Makes it a truly complex and interesting part of Louisiana, of New Orleans itself. Thank you for listening.